Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Jeanette Byro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. And welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards and see what's in store with a message from Spirit. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. All right, let's see what the cards are for today. I'm going to give this one more shuffle. I'm using the Light Years Tarot this week. Oh, jumper. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, let's see what the others are. Okay. I like this. I'll take one more. Beautiful. Okay, so the jumper card, world card, just like we saw on Tuesday. So when this jumped out, Spirit said full circle. Things coming full circle, and that does connect to karma. Many of you are in a position now where you have completed a significant karmic cycle. Something or many things, big or small, have come full circle. And it's really important for you to recognize the completion of that, the ending of one thing, the beginning of another, really specifically relating to like karmic life lessons. And I feel like many of you can understand how that resonates for you, like karmic life lesson, not a punishment, not something you had to make right, but the full experience of a something, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Something has come full circle. Now, what's interesting is in that experience of your karma, there has been an experience of having to essentially work really hard. So we have the Eight of Pentacles here. An experience of working really hard, reassessing who you are, what you're about, where your passion lies, where your focus is, how you identify, how you show up in the world. Like Pentacles are all about kind of how you show up in the world. Maybe for some of you this relates to your job. Maybe it's financially specific. Maybe it's how you show up in your community. Maybe you're changing your life around. Maybe your food or your diet or your exercise or even your fashion. You know, anything real worldly. This is what it represents. There are things that you have been working hard to change in your life. And included in that has been some things you have had to move away from. So Eight of Cups really represents walking away. Walking away from something, an old version of you, an old relationship, an old habit, lifestyle. And it doesn't even have to be a bad thing, right? Like an old lifestyle, maybe you were traveling for years and now you're walking away from that, letting it go and starting a new phase where maybe you live somewhere more permanently, right? Like that's not a bad thing. None of those are bad things. So these can be old karmas and things that, you know, were tedious and heavy. Can also be just old phases. Now you're walking into a new phase, because that's the key with this one is you see her walking towards the rising sun, right? She's walking into something new. Something has completed. Something she's worked hard on has completed, come full circle, and she's walked away from something which is allowing her to step into something really new. Now, what's interesting is these experiences, so this is of 3D world, this is of like the heart space and the emotions. Those experiences of working hard and walking away have put you in a position of the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, king or queen, it really doesn't matter. This is that feminine energy, which is within all of us. The queen sits on her throne at the top of the mountain because she knows what it took her to get there. She knows the hard work she had to put into it. She knows what she had to leave behind in order to start something new. And she reached this position of being able to observe her environment with a clear mind. Swords represent the mind, right? So she sits there having earned that spot. She climbed that mountain to reach that peak and sit on that throne, so to speak. That's all her hard work. And she's done all of that work by moving through that whole experience of the World card. Now, what I really, really like about this, though, is this leads you into a position now of the Six of Pentacles. Now, what I find super cool is, first of all, let's look at the imagery here. We have a figure 8. Okay, that's the infinity symbol, but that's also what you put out, you get back. What you put out, the universe brings back. We have an 8 here, we have an 8 here, and we have an 8 here. So here's 3 8s coming through in our reading today, which is pretty amazing because 8s can represent cycles, cosmic flow, financial abundance, any kind of abundance, really. It can be an abundance of health, an abundance of friendship, abundance of opportunities, abundance of finances, whatever it may be, an abundance is on its way to you. And if you remember, if you checked out the July energy update, I talked about how Spirit said things would be happening in threes, number patterns in threes, to pay attention to them. How cool is it that we have 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8, right? And with these 8s, we have an extra emphasis on the 6 of Pentacles, meaning of the universe sees the work that you've put in. The universe sees how you have worked, and they're saying toiled, an old word, you have toiled. The universe sees how hard you have put in to transform, to raise your consciousness, to change things in your life, to continually become the better version of you, regardless of where you started from. No journey being better than another. But when you are real with your journey and you're honoring your journey, you get the opportunity to have these amazing closures, karmic completions. And when that happens, the universe gets to step in and give back something amazing. So not only do 8s represent abundance, but then we have the actual energy of the 6 of Pentacles, which is the universe giving back to you. So this pairing here is unbelievable. But it also speaks to alignments that we've been talking about. The alignments coming because of karmic completions, coming because of what you have cleared in your life and made room for. This is the energy we're sitting in right now. 6 of Pentacles. What you put out, you get back. You are now in the phase of getting it back. So here's the key with that. Oftentimes we're so used to providing, giving, doing for others that we have a hard time receiving. And openly, joyfully receiving. You know, maybe it's an accolade and someone's like, you did this and it was amazing, it changed my life. And we're like, oh great, thanks, okay. But instead, why not take in that energy? It doesn't mean that you are egotistical. It means you are receiving the gratitude of the energy you put out, and that allows that energy to flow fully. Because if we don't also receive, then the energy can't fully fuel us to then give more. It's just this beautiful cycle. It's this feedback cycle. So we have to actively also participate in the receiving. And the universe is wanting to bring in beautiful things for you to receive. So what a stunning reading today. That makes me so happy. So I'm going to leave that with all of you for today. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the card reading so far this week. And definitely tune in tomorrow for the one that will lead us into the weekend. So have a beautiful Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow.